But I can't dwell on that now. Thank you for returning this scroll to me. You have no idea how important it is. Please, I can't. I need to think clearly. I have things I need to do in this forest. Afterwards, later, I'll sort it all out.
Agreed to free the town. The people offered thanks and praise, and quietly she went her ways. Once the ill were brought to health, and the villain had fallen by, good Olain returned to mortal ground, and gifted them with magic found.
brings you out here? People call me a thief, but I've never stolen anything. Occasionally I'll use other people's houses while they're away. I don't see what they're so angry about. So I have to come out here now and again to let things in town cool off. Nothing to it, really. You just need to get the feel for it. Once you have that, no door stays locked for long.
They were the harbingers of the fall, these children of dust. And they lit the forest with their fires, and then split it with their blades. We crept back, shapeless in the darkness, silent in the trees. The shadows are few in this age of mortals. The light beckons.
Hail, Wanderer. Would you spare a moment? I have a favor to ask you. This used to be a peaceful place full of farmlands. It is still a quiet place, but now the freemen are lurking around just looking to murder and thieve. Not much to speak of, just another soul wandering the plains trying to get by. It was not always the empty place you see now, but it has become little more than a stopping point between Dalentarth and Rathir for travelers. In appearances, perhaps, I'm just an alpha that needs your help. I have a few belongings to sell, and unfortunately, I've done little to endear myself to Aiton's folk. Will you sell them in my stead? The arrangement is simple. I give you an item and you sell it. I take a cut, you keep the profit. And will repeat until I have nothing to sell. Understand? I thought you had the look of a trader about you. I have several items for you to sell. If you prefer, you could just buy them all now from me and sell them later. As you wish. The items are in acceptable condition, if nothing else, but they might stand a little polish here and there. Take my silverware, for example. It's somewhat tarnished, but Ban Ron could use the metal. If you melted it down, he'd likely pay more for it.
Yes?
Good day, traveler.
For a minute, I thought the damn Freeman had fancied to rob me. Welcome. I offer some alchemical items if you are interested. If not for the slim flow of traffic between Rathir and Dalentar, it would likely not exist anymore. It's been worse since the war. In a few decades, we'll probably be like Talarain, completely ruined. Ruffians and bandits. They're scattered all over the wolds. It's dangerous wandering outside of town. My wife and assistant. She helps me run the shop, although sometimes she creates more problems than she fixes. It's quiet here, and I can appreciate that. But as the days pass and travelers grow scarcer, it becomes ever more difficult to make a living out here. Very well.
You should speak with Askell if you're here to shop. He won't even let me keep the books anymore after my last mistake. I want to help him, but he won't let me near his ledgers. Askell is the owner of the shop and my husband. If you would like to make a purchase, you should speak with him. Well, if you can undo my mistake, perhaps Askell will let me help him again. I sent out several invoices the other day, but I made a slight arithmetic error that might cost us dearly. None of the customers seem to have noticed yet. Can you recollect those invoices discreetly? Oh, thank you. There's 5 invoices in total. 4 went to the townsfolk. The last was to go to the Warsworn fortress, Helmgard, with a traveling merchant. When you have them all, bring them back to me. Oh, and don't mention this to Askell. Nice talking to you.
strangest strange come to Ayton. Few come by these roads nowadays. A hard gaze falls on Ayton. Many are the burdens and few are the reliefs. Someone must go to Ayton Circle. Someone must call the Erethel. Hoping to hear a song for coin from Old Nell. I haven't sung for years, stranger, not since the war started. Ratifer. After a decade, he begs me payment for the ring, and so his promise is finally broken. Very well. I should be lucky to die unmarried rather than a widow. The last remaining farm in the Wolds. There has been much talk of it, how Denrit and Allred Rond have gone mad. Even Finwick refuses to investigate, so wary is he of catching the madness. Though our wheat grows strong, the citizens do not. We sowed a crop that was untimely reaped. We need intervention, lest we end up like Talarain, a monument to nothing, with kobolds and raiders squabbling over our bones. A circle of the windstones nearby. When the voices from its stones sing a certain melody, the Erethel will come and end our tribulations. Each stone is a voice in the song. When all have sung in their part, the Erethel will appear. But if not, dark things for these dark times will show instead. The stones. I am unworthy. I do not think they will sing to me. You must go. It must be you. Make the stones sing their song. You will? Ayton Circle is to the south of town. Each stone carries a note of the song. In the right order, they form the song as it was to be sung. But they will not suffer a cacophony. If the songs you play will not call the Erethel, it will call darker things for these dark times. Everyone knows the song. It starts on the highest note and descends down the scale. Wait a moment. Perhaps it was start at the lowest note and descend up. Well, something like that anyway. Flutter away.
Welcome to Ayton.
Welcome. So, what's all this? An artifact stolen from the vault, and it turned up in Lorca Rain. I see. You'll want to start with the vault itself. I'll dispatch Oathblade Gwyn Anway to guard it. Meet her there when you're ready. The vault lies south through Tullarain, on the way to the walls. You'll never see a dirty blade or an unpolished shield and helm guard, no? Never heard the ballads they sing of Brian Brighthelm? Ah, well, those were my days of youthful discretion. The odd thing is, not a soul's been inside that place for centuries. Can't imagine how someone could have gotten anything out. Head south through Tullarain, then look for the small pass into the walls. Oathblade Gwyn... Good luck.
Paying business, as long as it's important, mind. You'll want to see Brian Shane, the Castellan. The contract board is my responsibility. That and keeping things clean and proper. Now you go light on Braid. She's got her hands full as it is, believe me. The Castellan will say he's just a simple soldier, but don't you believe that humble smile. The deeds he's done rival the House of Ballads. Aye, it's open to all. You've got one done, come to me for your gold. Simple as that. Goodbye.
Miskaru? Stolen artifacts? Good gods. They're taking recruits in Downtown.
Need something? Brian promised I'd have tar, linen, and whetstones by the month's end. But forgive me. You didn't come to hear the quartermaster rant and moan at her lot. I do what I can. But were we on the docks of Rathir's Keys, I couldn't keep us fully stocked. The Docklefar city. It lies easterly, where the plains meet the waters. More trade passes its quays than drinks through the Amer Tavern. I've seen enough pledge shields pass through this keep, eager to join the war over there. Me, I'm happy right here. Thinks he can pay in smiles, not gold. But he's the Castellan. At day's end, our coffers are his concern. Come again when we're... Better to be stopped.
Let me guess. You've a cracked hilt, a broken greave strap, and a scratch on your shiny new shield. Another day in the life of Helmgard's prettiest blacksmith. What's there? Why, the wall. History waiting to be made. That and my brother Sverri, where he serves as High Commander. Oh, I know I shouldn't grumble so. Our Castellan's fair enough. It's just all the pageantry. We're fighters, for God's sake, not prince courtiers. Our quartermaster, she's right over there. Bit of a wet blanket. Now don't mistake me. I'm happy at the blacksmith's bench as I am anywhere. I wouldn't trade places with Braid or even Gwyn. Right.
Contract board's right by the entrance. Welcome to Helmgard.
Another soul who traverses these forsaken crags. I presume that, unlike me, you are here by choice. Niam Kent, scion of the Rathir Kents, master of fortunes vast and ill-spent. I am not one to tout my lineage, so please suppress your curiosity and ask no more of it. My family was once very important in Talarain. One of my ancestors even served as a commander of the Aster army. However, that was long ago. Now very few of us remain. Myself, for one, and my sister Namaria, who is usually not far. She prefers to keep an eye on me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Niam Kent, of the Rathir Kents, an Oathblade of the honored and venerable Warsworn order. I have been tasked with eradicating the beasts that lurk within Talarain, all of them, by myself, a feat that may only take a few decades. I shall be honest with you, I am not one for field work, and my wealth is substantial. If you feel up to the task, I will pay you to kill these beasts for me. Excellent. Finish things quickly, and we shall be up to our elbows in tankards before Winterfeast. Among these ruins are several kobolds making a nuisance of themselves, and it is best to remove them. Rotclaw is a warrior, Blackshriek is among the deadly Nightblade, and King Fang, he is the closest thing the kobolds have to a leader. I am of the Warsworn, bound to my service by oath. I serve the command at Helmgard. It is Helmgard who, shall we say, reassigned me to Talarain to rid the lands of the creatures that infest them. The command of Helmgard has tasked me with eradicating the monsters from Talarain. Rather beneath my station, if you were to ask me, though Helmgard feels this work is, shall we say, compensation for past deeds. Well, perhaps we shall speak later.
Stranger, please. I am being hunted by Fair Gorta. The bones of all my forebears mean to kill me.
The Skaiths were once prolific and powerful. But generations ago, one Skaith desired more. So a Fae offered him great power in exchange for his family's souls. The Fae later told him that it meant not the souls of the Skaith's immediate family, but of every Skaith that was and would be. Thus the curse was born. The name of that one Skaith was lost, so now I call him first. As for my ancestors, The curse animates their bones and gives them hunger. For my life. I do not wish to speak about myself any more than I have to. Not while the curse hangs over my head. The Astor family was once the powerful leader of this land. The bloodline ended when a war erupted between the two Astor brothers. Without a unifying ruler, Talarain fell to what it is today. They are the bones of all my fallen family. I am of an ancient line, and the curse it bears is almost as old. When a Skaith dies, the magic of the curse raises his bones and forces them to hunt its descendants. Nothing of its life remains, just a hunger for Skaith blood. They will not stop until the line is dead, and I fear I am the last. But this curse need not end with my death, if you are willing to help me. I must exile myself from my family. In ancient Alfar tradition, members of the family or clan could be banished forever with the proper ceremony. This stronghold was my family's seat. It contains the solemn bell, the Codex Skaith, and my birth candle. All components for the ritual of banishment I must complete. We should begin. Meet me in Dove Whale, and we shall get underway. A castle abandoned by the Astor family, and later taken over by my ancestors. According to my texts, it became our great and glorious hall. Then my family became cursed, and the hall, like the rest of us, fell into ruin. Let us be quick.
The mortals marched unto our golden plains. Fair folk some, and dusky others. They found the rocks and rising of this land pleasing. They asked for it. It was not ours to give. Cleaving stone and burning root, they made a kingdom for themselves and named it Talarain.
Hello. My name is Lannis Davril. I'm a mage of the Scholla Arcana. I don't suppose you have any spare time on your hands. I could use your help with my current research. The nearest chapter house is in the city of Rathir. I am only tenuously associated with them. I prefer to spend most of my time here, where there's no one to bother me. I am a mage of the Scholla Arcana. I have come to Talarain to test some new magic that I have devised. I have been working on a new type of magic to track the slaying of beasts.
I have vials of clear liquid, which, in theory, will change color once a specific number of monsters have been slain. I believe I have perfected the formula, though I could use a hand in testing it out. Then hunt down the desecrator of these ruins. Kobolds, Krudix, Etten, and those miserable Jotun. I will pay you when these 4 vials have changed color. 1 vial should change after you've slain 10 kobolds. 1 after 5 Krudix. 1 after 3 Etten. And the last after 3 of the Jotun. Good hunting. Well, perhaps we'll speak later.
You're here. Powerful relic stolen from our vaults, and they send a single pledge shield. Have they gone completely mad? Who knows how many like it were in that vault, and how many stolen already? Let's go in. We'll see what we find there. You're far from it now, but it hangs over everything like a putrid fog. Sverri Cora in Melson Shear is Amalur, and commands the Warsworn at the front. They were using it to summon Niskaru in those caverns. Terrible. This is what comes of forgetting and ignoring. This place is mine alone to watch. Once we had shields enough to stand guard here day and night. Then the war came, and off to Cluricon they went. Now I come on my own once a fortnight and inspect the grounds. You can see where that got us. Mike Castellan dislikes dust and old things that aren't sung in a tavern, so looking after them, worrying about them, falls to me. In this vault lies every cursed, chaotic tool ever taken from our foes, before we became simple mercenaries. Its doors, its walls, its very floors are imbued with magic to keep these dangerous and powerful things in, and everything else out. You'll see in a moment. The outer doors are open, but that's no concern. It's the inner door that's always locked. Only Gryan has that key. Come, this way. Are these the same ones from Brigand Hall? You there! Stop at once! I found this in the leader's hand. It's the key to the vault. Or maybe a copy of it. Can't tell for sure. No knowing how many times they've been in here when they knew I wasn't about. We were lucky to come when we did. Return to Helmgard. Brian Shane won't like this, but he'll have to hear of it all the same. It was clasped in the leader's hand. I'll show it to Brian Shane when I report to him. I must report to Brian immediately. Meet back at Helmgard.
glad you're here. I've taken the precaution of jailing Gwyn. A bit heavy-handed, I know. But this is a serious matter, and only necessary until we've cleared this up. That vault was hers to watch over. This can't help but put her under suspicion. We have a small jail at the back of the keep. Useful enough, between the freemen and other sorts you find on the plains. Well, on the one hand, she was always consumed with all that dusty history, but it just doesn't seem like her. Fact is, if not Gwyn, someone helped those mages get in. But who and how? Yes, these mages, the Farlangi, was that it? They stole the relic, of course. But they must have had help from inside to get in. Your search must continue. The vault was Gwyn's responsibility. There's no getting around that. Until it's clear precisely what happened, she'll remain where she is. Things in that vault are fine for songs and tales of Eamon. They make the Warsworn seem more legendary and grand. It's all dusty nonsense to me. She never mentioned a key. Withholding evidence as well. The girl brooded so. Suppose I'm not surprised. I do want to know what became of that key.
Welcome to Helmgard. The wind on the plains can
The Castellan falls in a foul mood if everything's not just so.
I'm wanted in Whitestone, Garden Hill, and in there. Was wanted, anyway.
Don't tell me you believe I had a hand in this. After all you've seen, this is a nightmare. I do, but I blame the Warsworn leadership so much more. After my parents, after all my warnings. What is the saying? They who ignore the past are fated to repeat it. But Gryan would rather sweep this under the rug. That is why I'm here. The story is long. I won't tire you with it now. My parents were Warsworn. I was raised in Tyr, but now is not the time to open old wounds. I wish I knew. Today's Warsworn aren't heroes or demon slayers, just mercenaries. Soldiers. Gryan Shane is a shining specimen of the modern Warsworn. That our old enemy still lurks somewhere in the shadows? Yes, often and always upon deaf ears. The key! Gods damn it, he was in such a rush to throw me in here, I forgot. Take it, show it to Gryan. If it is a copy, I know a Master Locksmith in Tyrant's Rest who might be able to help. As much magic and artistry has gone into that key as into the lock. Casting a working copy would be no simple task. They died, as all Warsworn should, in the line of duty. The details are my own concern. I'll be all right. Just go solve this, and get me out of here. Does he think this will all go away after he locks me up? That those mages and their Niskaro will vanish just because he shuts his eyes? Huh. Every cursed object from the times of the First Sworn we keep in that vault under lock, key, and other protections. It was only a matter of time before some villain found a way in. First, speak with the Castellan. If the key is a copy, then you must seek the Master Locksmith in Tyrant's Rest.
Niskaro?
Welcome.
What's this now? A key found among the vault intruders. I see. Well, I can say for certain that it's not the original. That was the first thing I checked after you went off to the vault. As I told you, the first thing I did was verify the key was safe and sound in its proper place, which means what you found is an impossibly perfect copy. Ah, yes, the gnome, Tarion. He'd know something of how this was done. Did Gwyn suggest this? She always did have a head for these things. Although, if she's behind this, the gnome could be a trap. Be wary, Pledge Shield. saw you coming. Hope you'd visit. Just about mad with worry. What with the freemen roaming the hills and caverns. Tell me, child, have you noticed a young woman about? She's quite fair, with red hair, a tattoo like mine across her cheek. It's been 3 days. None of us wish to be without a roof over our heads, begging for our meals from any man or woman who passes us by. It's not what any of us planned. It was fate. I am no one. Everything that defined me, my livelihood, my family, my home, all of them were left ash by the Twatha. Lyra is my life now. Their campfires burn all through the night and cast unsettling shadows. They're the worst kind of bandits. Those who don't kill for excess, but for necessity. My newfound love, and the only person I have. Everyone, my wife, my son, my grandchildren, all of them were killed in the attacks. Nothing remains but Lyra. She and several of her friends went in search of a better place to make our camp. This wretched sun takes its toll, doesn't it? But they never returned, and I worry. Would you do an old man this one kindness? Would you help me find her? Thank you. I am not rich, not anymore. But what I have left to give is yours. It means nothing without my love. Lyra went in search of refuge in Oriata's tomb. A better place than this desolate cliff. I would try the cemetery on the hill where they buried all the old war heroes. A fitting memorial for a great man. He saved our people from complete destruction. If I had the strength, I would climb that hill and pay my respects. She resisted my advances at first. Tried to use our differences in age to deny the connection. But in the end, fate played its beautiful hand. We began as friends. I was the hunter and she was my apprentice. But her skills quickly surpassed my own. She is a gifted woman, a true wonder. Goodbye and good luck.
You've come to Nareen Farm. What's left of it, that is. Here we are after years away, and it's as if, well, as if the Earth's forgotten us. Without some kind of miracle, it's no farm at all. Mind you, I'm well aware that's just how Tyrion's Rest wants it. To think we once called them friends and neighbors. Am I right, Auric? When the war came and burned our farm, they turned their backs on the likes of us. Me and Auric here have come back to farm our land. We've been many years away, endured many a trial and hardship to return. Look at it, laid out before you. How many nights that we've been lonesome wanderers have I dreamed of seeing this again, and now at last we've returned. Oh, he's a bit quiet, I know, but he's the man for me. Wouldn't have no other. That, or it's forgotten how to be a farm. We'll have no choice but to leave, unless some miracle comes and... Why, Auric, dear, we'd clean forgot the paling wand. Oh, but it's deep in the hollow, and the Adaris Hollow's not safe at all. Well, if the stories are true, Auric's granddad used it to tame this high land and make crops grow. He'd always say how he had to return it to the hollow, so the hollow's magic could fill it up again. Our seeds don't take, or they turn into other plants. The weeds grow monstrous, and the tilled earth wanders out of planted rows. It's hopeless. You would? There are all sorts of wild fae in there. Oh, but that wand would save us. Adaris Hollow's due south, just below the bluff. If you can bring the wand to us, I don't know how we'll thank you. So long.
Lyria guide and protect you.
For truly, my children, we are loved and blessed by Lyria. Lyria, goddess of fate.
Please, can't you help? I need someone to travel to the Tawili coast. It's my daughter. It's the land that lies along the western edge of the Forian Strait. The coast bore the brunt of the Tuatha invasion 10 years ago. This is my adopted home. The people have been good to me here. But there is no use talking to them of certain things. I gave up trying long ago. I'm a merchant, originally of Culm, and I have seen my share of grief. The village stood alone along the Tawili coast, overlooking the sea. It was one of the first places to fall when the Tuatha invaded. Culm has been abandoned for years, and it's a place best forgotten. Anella was determined to rebuild it, though. Anella led a group of refugees to the town of Culm. I warned her not to go, but she's always been a strong-willed girl. I should have heard from her by now, and the caravanners say that bands of Tuatha have landed on the coast. If anything happened to Anella, I don't know what I'd do. Please, help me. It's been 10 years since we drove the Tuatha from these lands, and still the refugees are living in tents on the Forsaken Plain. They've talked of resettling Culm. Anella took up their cause and agreed to lead them there. You will? At last! Mitharu bless you, friend. Anella led the refugees to the ruins of Culm on the Tawili coast. Look for her there. If she's hurt, bring her back safely. If she's dead... I know what Culm meant to her. She was just a child when we fled. But this is folly. Even though the Tuatha army is held inside Cluricon, small groups can sneak through the mountains and across the water. It's happened before. If the rumors are true, Anella and the refugees will be right in the path of any raiders. I told her it was too dangerous. Why wouldn't she listen?
Come out! We know you're in here. Somewhere. Let's settle this!
somebody there? I see I have you to thank. You and my clever hiding place. Can't imagine what those churls were after. They kept barking on about the Warsworn this and kill me that. But now tell me, what can I do to repay you? A brief lesson in the art of locks, perhaps? Louts and fools! I could see they wanted blood, so I dove for my hiding place. And not a moment too soon. You have done me a good turn, Warsworn. Therefore, I am more than happy to share some of my considerable wisdom in the art of locks with you. One of my finest ideas. I built it precisely for times like these. What? Do you mean it didn't work? This is one of my greatest achievements. I recreated that ancient marvel perfectly. I promised that pledge shield. Finnan, that was her name. I promised her. Surely she had permission, yes? She swore to me. Oh, I see. The original. Truly an ancient wonder. Surely the combined work of Warsworn craftsmen and luminaries of the Scholla Arcana. For Pledge Shield Finnan, yes. Now, if you will see yourself out, I have a message for you.
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children.